Tipping off the dime, Kobe and the Lakers in a shootout in the city by the Bay. Return to sender. Chandler back to the Big Easy. CP3 too much for Superman and the Magic. LeBron toys with a triple-double north of the border. We look at possible deals before the deadline and soar for more as it's time for the dime.
McGetty blocked by Kobe again. And the Lakers will tie it on the jam by Powell.
Kobe and the Lakers in Golden State opening quarter off the steal that leads to Bryant in the open court, and he will go 360 on the finish. His night included 30 points and 9 assists. Lakers, though, down a half dozen at the break. Third quarter, how about his defense? Swatting Corey McGetty, leading to Josh Powell on the other end. L.A. still down a deuce after 3, but they scored 39 in the final quarter. That's Trevor Ariza from beyond the arc. Puts Los Angeles up a deuce. And then Bryant off the drive, fading away on the J. They get 22 from Lamar Odom, 24 points, 13 boards from Powell. 129-121 the final.
So whether it be defense, offensive, offense, the free throw line, less turnovers, we're striving to perfection. We have one thing, one goal. And that's to win every game we play.
Welcome to the Daily Dime. I'm Jim Baskwell. With the trade deadline here, one deal that we thought was done has been returned to sender as Tyson Chandler is on his way back to the Hornets after his trade to Oklahoma City was rescinded after Chandler had failed his physical. He will rejoin New Orleans for their run in Los Angeles against the Lakers. They didn't have him against Dwight Howard and the Magic on Wednesday, but did have Chris Paul, and that's all that mattered. Chris Paul and the Hornets home to the Magic. Opening quarter, it's Paul coming off the screen, connecting on the jumper. He had his first 6 shots from the field as the Hornets would grab control of this game early on. Hedo Turkoglu later in the first, finding Dwight Howard. Superman reversing on the alley-oop. Terrific finish here. But he hit just 2 field goals on the night, 12 points, 8 rebounds, a pedestrian night for Howard. It was Paul's night. Third quarter, he drives to the rack, fading away on the jumper. He connected on 14 of his 22 shots. Then CP3 over Howard on the J here. He had 36 to go with 10 assists and 6 boards. Hornets in a blowout, 117-85.
Yeah, you know, we watch a lot of basketball, and I think the teams that have been more successful against Orlando are the teams that don't double Dwight because they have such great shooters, and if you leave them wide open to shoot threes, he's going to get offensive rebounds and putbacks, and they're going to hit threes. So you have to take some away from him, and we just try to contain him as much as possible.
Newly acquired Sean Marion making the Raptor debut against LeBron and the Cavs. That's Marion in the low blocks, jump hooking over LeBron. He had 10 in that Toronto debut. Third quarter, though, Zydrunas Ilgauskas alley-ooping for LeBron. The Cavs up 10. James 20 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. This is LeBron off the drive on the big-time flush. The Cavaliers would pull away in this one in the second half. Big Z scored 22, including this jump hook. No Chris Bosh for the Raptors, and they fall to the Cavs 93-76. Clippers forward Zach Randolph has been suspended for a pair of games for jacking the Suns' Louis Amundsen on Tuesday. As we told you Wednesday, Tracy McGrady is out for the season, headed for microfracture surgery. He told Stephen A. Smith and put the news on his website, but didn't tell his team, meaning head coach Rick Adelman was none too pleased.
I just think that there's right ways to do things, and this was not the right way to do it. And certainly I'm not going to question if it's the right thing to do, if that's what the doctors say. I just say I think that we deserve a little bit better than just having it announced in the press and not really knowing exactly what went down or what the doctors say.
More dime time ahead with the Kings and Bulls dealing before that deadline. Melo and the Nuggets continue their road swing in the city of brotherly love, and we flush out the top throwdowns around the league. The Dime back after this. Carmelo Anthony and the Nuggets in the city of brotherly love. Third quarter, Denver up by 5 off the misfire. It's Anthony crashing the glass, getting the putback two-fisted. He scored 26. Denver up 7. Later in the third, in the open floor, it's Chauncey Billups getting crafty in the give to Kenyon Martin. He gets the hoop plus the foul. Chauncey also scored 22. Fourth quarter, it's Nene taking it right at Samuel Townbear on the flush. Andre Miller scored 17, but left with a right calf strain. Andre Iguodala hit just one shot all night. Denver 101-89 winners. A 6-player deal Wednesday had the Bulls getting Brad Miller and John Salmons from the Kings for 4 players, including forwards Drew Gooden and Andres Nocioni. The trade clears over $10 million in salary cap room for Sacramento next season. One of the players they picked up, Michael Ruffin, was quickly sent to Portland for Ike Diagu. J.A. Adonde takes a look at other possible swaps before that deadline.
Interesting team to watch before Thursday's trade deadline is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Word is they've been talking to the Chicago Bulls. They've been talking to the Sacramento Kings about Brad Miller. Now both of those teams made a trade with each other. Brad Miller's off the table. What will the Cavaliers do with the expiring contract of Wally Szczerbiak? That's the biggest chip that general manager Danny Ferry has left to play with as he attempts to put another component of a championship puzzle together to surround LeBron James before James can become a free agent in 2010. The Cavs will be competing with the Portland Trail Blazers, who also have the expiring contract of Rafe LaFrentz, as they compete around the league trying to see who else is out there. You hear Vince Carter's name. Certainly the Nets would like to get rid of him. Gerald Wallace is another possibility with the Charlotte Bobcats. Amari Stoudemire, the biggest name to emerge over All-Star Weekend, is probably going to stay in Phoenix now after the coaching change. Terry Porter out, Alvin Gentry in. Amari Stoudemire stays in Phoenix.
Ironic that Vince Carter could have been playing his final game as a Net in Dallas, as a year ago the Nets pulled the Jason Kidd deadline deal with the Mavs. This year it's VC, subject to the assorted rumors. The Mavericks, though, may have had bigger concerns about Devin Harris, who torched his former mates for 41 in December. Devin Harris and Jason Kidd swapped for each other in a big deal prior to the deadline a season ago. Nets in Dallas, second quarter. That's Harris off the crossover, finishing for 2 of his 18. Jersey was up 3 at the break, but different story third quarter. Ex-Net Antoine Wright, who scored 20, misfiring on the J, but that's Josh Howard on the follow. He scored 2 dozen. Then Kidd, he scored 23 with 10 assists and had 5 from downtown. The Mavs outscored the Nets in the third 40-15 and blow them out. Suns and Clippers, a little role reversal, with Shaq leading the break, finding Steve Nash on the finish. Remember, Phoenix scored 140 points on the Clips on Tuesday, while they put up 142 on Wednesday, behind 42 from Amari Stoudemire. Despite 37 from Dwayne Wade, Sebastian Telfair had 30 points and 8 assists to lead Minnesota past Miami, 111-104. Former Sacramento guard Mike Bibby scored 29 to help Atlanta beat the Kings 105-100 despite 32 from Kevin Martin. Kirk Heinrich scored a season-high 31. Derrick Rose and Ben Gordon split 36, helped to offset 32 from Richard Jefferson as the Bulls run past the Bucks 113-104. And Raymond Felton's, he beat the buzzer to end the first quarter, and Gerald Wallace scored 25 in the Bobcats' 103-94 victory over the Pacers. Plenty of star power with our top trio of dunks, beginning in Golden State. In at number 3 is Kobe, alone in the open court, 360 on the finish. Our runner-up comes from the Big Easy, Dwight Howard, reversing off the alley-oop. On a night he got too much CP3, that finish is second best. But we go north of the border for our biggest send home. LeBron off the give from Big Z, Zydrunas Ilgauskas. On a night he turned in a near triple-double. This finish worthy of our dunk of the night. A few notes before we go, as Greg Oden missed Wednesday's run with the Grizz thanks to a bone chip in his left knee. Boston's Tony Allen will miss 8 weeks after thumb surgery, and the Lakers trade Chris Mims to Memphis for a future second-rounder. The dime is out of time, but we leave you with our call of the night. I'm Jim Basketball.
Bell with 2 seconds, 1 second. Felton lets it go, counts to the go. Yes!